Renewables actually contributed to some of the lowest wholesale costs of energy that we've ever had. In the last couple of years, like I'm talking 2-3 years ago, wholesale energy prices were as low as they have been in 10 years. And that's because of all of the cheap renewables that have been coming into the market. They've been driving the price down on the wholesale market. So the reason for volatility is because, well, older generators, so your coal-fired power stations and things like that, they cannot compete on the market anymore. So what we're seeing a lot of these coal-fired generators, which weren't due for closure, for the next 20 years in some cases, a lot of those closures are being brought forward, and they're being brought forward very aggressively. Now, what comes with that is, of course, when you take out 1 or 2 gigawatts of energy generation from the market, and you haven't replaced that, you're going to see huge supply and demand problems. You're going to see huge volatility. Do you say that that is renewables causing the problem? Or do you say it's outdated generators not being able to compete anymore? Obviously, the commercial reality of it is what's driving demand. The ESG or sustainability side is a secondary to that. That space is obviously growing. We're seeing a lot more big corporates committing to this RE100 initiative. Their goal is to source 100% of their electricity needs via renewables by a certain date. And a lot of those are, as soon as 2025 or even out to 2030. We see solar as our first step with our customer relationships. So solar is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer in terms of the commercial outcomes. It's a no-brainer in terms of the technology. It's proven. It's been around for a long time, and it's easy to roll out. So we have, I think we've ticked over 1,600 customers now that we've done business with for the last 11 or 12 years. And each of those customers we stay in touch with every single month in delivering monthly reports so that they understand how their solar system is tracking and how it's been performing over the time since we've installed the system, and comparing that against our forecasts as well. So it's a way that we can show customers how their investment is tracking. But the benefit of that is that we're thinking about the long term with our customers around, well, solar's step one. How do we move forward and enable our customers to offset 100% of their needs? And solar typically offsets around 30% of a customer's needs. So what do we need to do to get to 100%? So the business is obviously much more than a solar business. We look at a raft of different solutions to help a customer. And the fact is we're in a really good place to do that because we get all of a customer's data. So when we install our systems and when we do our analysis, we're looking at their generation data from their solar asset. We're looking at their consumption data. We also review thousands of electricity bills every year from around the country. So we understand where energy prices are. We also understand when there's opportunities for customers to save more money on their electricity bill. We're much more than a solar business. We're providing a holistic approach to solving the problem of reducing energy costs or reducing consumption on a customer's site. Power purchase agreement is essentially where we provide a solar system for the end customer, and instead of them spending their core business capital on the solar system, we actually raise funding for the project, and we have the system installed on the customer's premises for free. And in doing that, what we do is over a term, and typically that's over 5, 10, 15, or even out to 30 years in length, we then just charge the customer for the energy that the system creates, much like their standard retail electricity bill. Because solar is so competitively priced in the construction, we're able to offer PPA rates that are more than 50% below our customer's current retail price.